have another 11 o'clock Zoom. So good morning, everyone. This is Chief Pauly from the Fire Department. This is the Tuesday, April 6th, 2021 Zoom Emergency Management Team meeting. And if we have, members of the Select Board come on, we'll certainly bring them into the discussion later on as we have to go through the agenda. Chief Hurley.
Yep. Good morning. Thank you, Chief. Thanks for everybody for being here today.
Okay. So I know that Hillary is not available, but I believe Chief Hurley has some information from her department.
Great. Thanks, Chief. This was submitted by Hillary this morning just to pass along to the community. In the previous 2 weeks, we've seen 2 cases of COVID in town. We are seeing a third wave on the Cape, with the majority of the cases still in the Mid-Cape area, with the focus on Yarmouth and Barnstable. The surge in new cases is assumed to be associated with the arrival of P1 and B117 variants. The Cape has seen the largest number of cases involving P1 variant in mass. Here in town, we have not seen either variant based upon the recent testing results we have seen. I will continue to field inquiries from the business community on guideline changes and protocols to operate. It seems as though folks are actively preparing for the summer season under the new guidelines and want to ensure that things are done properly. She encourages people to reach out via email with questions or concerns. She understands that the guidance can be confusing at times, along with comments. Testing, additional sites have been set up for both systematic and asymptomatic persons, remains open in Falmouth and Hyannis. Daily testing capacity is 50 at the Falmouth site and 350 at the Hyannis site. And we have a link to those sites. You must call ahead to make an appointment on it. In late December, Out of Cape Health was doing testing services, and they continue to do so at their 3 locations: Wellfleet, Howardsport, and Provincetown. And again, please contact them directly for any testing information. The Community Health Center of Cape Cod is also offering testing at these locations. They may not be open daily, so please call ahead for an appointment. Eligibility criteria for testing include residency in Barnstable County. Testing is done by appointment only. They cost $75, $110 for travel related, and no one will be turned away if unable to pay. You had a little write-up on the vaccination timelines for remaining groups. On March 22nd, the 60 plus age group, and then certain workers, which are listed on the state's website. April 5th, which was yesterday, residents 55 and older and residents with one certain medical condition were opened up. And then on April the 19th, 60 will be opening up across the state for vaccinations. Caregivers accompanying people 75 plus to their vaccination appointments can receive one under the DPH, only at the DPH mass vaccination sites. You cannot get them at local clinics that are being held around the state. Vaccinations at clinics during phase 2 is still by appointment only, and they can be scheduled through DPH on the website. A Cape Cod Regional Vaccination Consortium has been established via a partnership with the Barnstable County Health Department, local health boards, community health centers, and Cape Cod Healthcare, and received support from DPH in trying to increase vaccine allotments. They've established a vaccination site at Cape Cod Community College. They are working with local boards of health to reach in homebound persons, which I believe the fire chief can speak to in a little bit. This outreach is going on as we are aware that we still have many more to do in the months to come. They're also trying to reach out to food service employees to get them vaccinated and follow through with that in the next few months. We are also working to establish a plan with Out of Cape Health to target town employees, DPW, office staff, again, along with essential personnel. Finally, as a reminder, the state has contracted with CVS, Walgreens, and Stop and Shop pharmacies to schedule vaccinations for the groups in phase 2 again, depending on vaccination supply. And please, any questions, reach out to Hillary direct via email or a phone call if you have any questions. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Mike. There's a lot of good information there. I'm not going to ask if anyone has any questions because I don't think Chief Hurley would have the answers. No disrespect. But again, reach out to Hillary, email her. I know her assistant Doug is available also in their office. So I'm sure that they'll be able to assist anyone with any questions. We'll move on to DPW.
Morning, everybody. Just a few updates. We did coordinate with Outer Cape Health to have some of our workers that were willing to get vaccinated to do so. So that took place last week, which was great. And then just an announcement, we will be this is not COVID related, but it's just an announcement I'd like to make. We're going to be start to inspect the paved private roads for plowing season of next year. So we'll be posting those results on the website by June. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Jay. Any questions for Public Works? All right, we'll move on to Community Services. Good morning, Becky. You're muted, Becky.
Yeah, okay, there. How's that?
That's better.
Good morning. So there's nothing really COVID related for the Recreation Department. I just wanted to say that the senior staff, myself, Robert Linton and Angel Robinson have all been vaccinated. So we're real happy about that. We're starting to gear up to move our office to Bakersfield, hopefully at the beginning of May. And folks seem to be abiding by the mask rule a little bit. Playground, we put up signs and doing public relations with everyone just to remind them that those rules are still in place until further notice. And so we're gearing up for the big surge of people, but hoping for the best. And this last holiday weekend went really well. Thanks to the Wellfleet Police Department for helping with the bunny drive-by bunny event that we had over 60 folks stop by, take pictures with the bunny. So much different, better, more positive ambiance this year than last year. So we're thankful for that and grateful for your support always. So that's all from Rec. Rich, thank you.
Thank you, Beck. Any questions for Becky on recreation? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Rich.
Would you like to give an update?
I think the biggest update is that we went live yesterday for beach stickers online at the beach office, and they're coming in very quickly, and we will continue to offer them online until that discussion has been had with the select board about how the whole summer will be conducted. And that's about it I have for COVID related reports.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Any questions for Suzanne? Right, we'll move on to the library. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Chief. Good morning, everybody. I have been getting a lot of questions about when we're going to open the building. And so I just wanted to talk briefly about that. Only a couple of libraries in the 35 CLAMS libraries have opened their buildings so far. They're all doing curbside services because of all the waves that keep on coming and the challenges that come with when you open and then you close again and then you open and then you close again, and how well we are able to serve our community with the services that we have, because even if we were to open our doors, we wouldn't be having chairs and we wouldn't be having computer appointments and whatnot. So the first thing is that all the staff would need to be fully vaccinated before we were to open our doors, and that's starting to be in progress now. So I'm very happy about that. All the staff that want to. And the second thing is we would need to have to be staffed properly. And because Peg McClellan is retiring on May 5th, and I'm doing some shuffling, I need a couple of positions filled before I'm able to think about opening to the public. And we're also doing this in tandem with the other Outer Cape and kind of Lower Cape libraries, so that, because there's a definite problem, if one of us opens our doors and the others don't, then we are absolutely swarmed with people. And so it's sort of a group effort, and we have meetings. I've been meeting every week with the Outer Cape library directors and then with the Lower Cape library directors, and we are in constant contact with each other, problem solving and deciding, and trying to create policy together. And I'm in contact with my board constantly about it too, and keeping them informed. And I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions about that? I will definitely keep you all informed as well.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Jennifer? I can imagine trying to coordinate this opening under the conditions that we're under is going to be somewhat of a challenge.
Yeah, and we want to see what happens with this next wave. And we're definitely going to sort of have like a soft opening first of like 20 minutes. We're calling it grab and go, because the staff is going to have to get used to actually having people in the building again. That's going to be very different. We closed our doors on March 15th last year. But our curbside has been very successful, over 17,000 transactions, and where our circulation is very high. It's close to what it's been when we've had our doors open. We have hotspots for people that don't have internet. We have all sorts of, we miss our patrons so much, and we know that they miss us. And it's so hard for us to have this public service job and not have that contact, but we're doing the best we can under these circumstances. So thank you all for your understanding.
Okay,
Good to hear.
thank you again, Jen. Thank you. We'll move on to Shellfish Department. I see Nancy's here. Good morning, Nancy.
Hi. Just two things here. At the recent select board meeting, they decided not to sell seasonal recreational shellfishing permits. So anybody is able to buy an annual permit, but we will not have the short-term permits available this year. And we think they made a good decision, and we appreciate that they followed our recommendation. The other thing is that as of March 22nd, COVID vaccines have been open to the sector within which we work. So the food production and agriculture, and wild harvest of seafood, and shellfish aquaculture workers are included in that. So our community is now able to sign up for COVID vaccines, and we have heard murmurings of people at least having gotten their first shots and stuff. And we're doing our best to communicate that to the shellfishermen as well. So that, in fact, I sent out a crier this morning that included a couple of links for county, signing up via the county. So that's what I have to report.
Great. That's excellent news. Thank you, Nancy. Do we have any questions for Nancy in the Shellfish Department? Okay, I'm not hearing of any. We'll move on to the Marina, the Harbor Master. Good morning, Will.
Good morning. How is everyone? Tired? Yeah, so the state is starting to come in slowly with new updated regulations for marina use and public landings. Not much, a lot freer than last year, but still, keep your safe distance. Not too many people. They're not as stringent or strict. Just basically going with municipality rules and regs on that. So that's what we're going to see. They're expecting it to be a lot busier as well. Everything's sort of winding down a little bit with the pump outs and the transient stations and stuff. They're expecting that to be back up in full service again. So just kind of, it's kind of coming from the state, like, try to keep a little bit of distance, but you're going to be forced with a bigger crowd. So that's our only update for really what's going on down here. COVID related anyway.
Okay, thanks, Will. Any questions for the harbor master? Okay, we'll move right along. Just a few things on the fire department side. Our paramedics have been given authorization to administer the vaccine or vaccines, which is good news. Lieutenant Clark, particularly on the fire department, worked hard to help guide that program through so we could meet and or exceed the protocols that have been set forward by the state. And as part of that, we've been working with the Board of Health and with the COA and Outer Cape Health, and basically doing the best we can to assist or get vaccinations to all the homebound residents in the community. Suzanne Thomas and Terry Frazier have been doing a lot of that coordination. So if you know someone or are someone that is homebound and cannot get out, please contact them, either Suzanne or Terry, and they have a nice system put in place. And I think it's gone very well in the couple days that last couple weeks that we've been working with them. Along those lines, we're working with the beach department and the beach staff to make sure that parking attendants, folks in the office, and certainly the lifeguards have vaccines, those that want them. So we're in the process of getting those numbers and be seeking out through one or a couple sources of getting the vaccines and a schedule up and running. In terms of personal protective equipment, the fire department is in good shape. We continue to get orders of what we need and have sufficient stock. And the only other thing I would say that what a difference a year makes. Our call volume up is 60% up from January 1st to the end of March. So as Chief Hurley can attest, and I'm sure a lot of you can attest that work for the town, things are different. I think in a good way to some extent. We're going to be very, very busy this summer. We're getting information that's very accurate, I believe, that already somewhere around 90% of the rentals are booked up. And here we are 2 months before Memorial Day. So that's where the fire department is. If anyone has any questions.
Chief, quick question. The rec department also has seasonal staff that's going to be starting probably as soon as we can get them in there. Would they also be eligible to get the vaccine through the town, or?
I would think so, Becky, if you could put together even just a rough number, because our first step is we'll have to identify the folks that want it, is to see what we can do in terms of getting the vaccine in stock and trying to put together a schedule that makes a lot of sense and is as productive and effective and efficient as possible. But yes, if you could give us a rough number, and I'll forward that off to Lieutenant Clark, and we'll start to see what we can do with this.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
We need to hit the ground running, so.
Yep, absolutely.
Any other questions for the fire department? Okay, I'll move on to the police department.
Great, thanks, Chief. And same here, really brief updates. All indications are that this is and will be a busy season. It's already started in some ways. We are also up 502 calls from this time last year. So we're going to be going into the summer a bit short-staffed, but we will get through it. So just be patient with us. We are anticipating having a presence on the ocean side, downtown Marina area. There'll still be a lot of COVID and masking issues that we will try to maneuver and help with. But please be patient. We are going to try to get through the summer few weeks ago, the state delivered to the town through MEMA about 5,000 pieces of personal protection gear that have been distributed throughout departments in town: face masks, wipes, hand solution, goggles. So any departments that are on this call, I still have stuff available, and we still have stuff available through the state so that we are all safe for the summer, which is our #1 priority. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief Hurley? Okay, we'll move on to the town administration. Good morning, Maria.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I don't have anything new to report that hasn't already been said, so short and sweet.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the town administrator? All right, I only see one other select board member, and Ms. Wilson.
Hey there. Last night, I want to thank all the department heads for the quality of their reports to us on the budgets and your positive and useful feedback about the process going into the budget and the warrant this year. And also thank you for showing up today and doing some of it again. Thank you. It was productive, for me at least.
Thank you, Helen. We appreciate your kind words. If I can move on and add one thing, I see the town moderators on, Dan Silverman. Dan, if you just want to do a brief update of upcoming town meeting, what we're looking at? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I can be put on the spot. Just for everyone's knowledge, who may not already know, we have put together the same working group, task group that we did last year. We've met twice so far. Our intent is to meet about every 2 weeks until we get a little closer to town meeting. The town meeting, for those who may not know, will be on June 5th. The select board did take a formal vote at, I believe it was the March 23rd meeting, to set the date of town meeting as Saturday, June 5th at 10 in the morning. And the conditions and the rules I expect will be very similar to what we did last September. We're still working out the details and tweaking some things to try to capture the things that we could make better from the last meeting. But for all intents and purposes, it will be a repeat of the way we ran the meeting last year. Jay from the DBW has already secured contract for the tent. I know Mia Baumgarten has already arranged with our sound tech vendor to provide the sound system. So I think we're in good shape going forward. I appreciate the select board rather securing the date and making that definite. So now it's just a matter of getting the warrant out to people's hands and putting the final details. Thank you, Chief. That's all I have.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dan. Any questions for the town moderator? Not hearing any. That's it for the agenda. Are there any questions for any of the town department heads or folks here? Okay, I think we're all set. Everyone continue to remain healthy, and we will see you all soon. And have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.